Hi, I'm Kathleen Nester. I play second flute and piccolo in the New Jersey Symphony Orchestra. In this video, I'm going to talk about 4 of the instruments in the modern flute family: the piccolo, the C flute, the alto flute, and the bass flute. To begin, the instrument we're most familiar with when we say flute is the C flute. It's called the C flute because it's pitched in C. It has a 3-octave range, give or take a few notes, and beginning at middle C. My instrument was made in Boston in 1992. It's sterling silver, handmade. The head joint was made in Germany in 1986. Next is the piccolo. The piccolo is also pitched in the key of C, but it sounds an octave higher than the flute. Unlike the flute, it has a conical bore, which is smaller at one end, larger at the other end, whereas the flute has a cylindrical bore, which you can see by the end of the tube there. My instrument is made of grenadilla wood, and the keys are of silver. It was also made in Boston in 1992. Then there's the alto flute. Unlike the C flute and the piccolo, the alto flute is pitched in the key of G, which means that when I play a C, a G is what sounds. To play lower, my instrument is longer, and the tube, also cylindrical, is wider. My instrument was made in Boston also, but it was made in 1937. It's quite old. There's a very famous use of the alto flute in the standard orchestral repertoire in Maurice Ravel's 1912 Daphnis and Chloe suite. In the middle of that piece, the flute has a wonderful solo, and then it's followed by a cascading scale, which begins, and the piccolo is picked up by the first flute, then the second flute, and is finished by the alto flute. And the music goes down into the low register of the alto flute, which is very beautiful and lush. Finally, the bass flute. The bass flute is also pitched in C. It sounds an octave lower than the C flute. In order to do this, the tube is quite a bit longer, also cylindrical, but much wider. And in order to accommodate that long tube, it has been designed to have the head joint curve around back on itself so that the flutist can play and still reach the keys. I haven't encountered any music for bass flute in the standard orchestral repertoire, although bass flutes have been around for a long time. It's been used more recently in orchestral music as well as in movie soundtracks. I'll now play a scale on each one of these instruments so you can hear a comparison of the range and color of each instrument. That's the bass flute. Next is the alto flute. Then the C flute. And finally the piccolo. I'm now going to play a piece for you by J.S. Bach, the first movement of his Partita in A minor for solo flute. The first movement is called an Allemande, and I'm going to play it on a combination of all these instruments.
And that's Bach on the modern flute family.